Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting is being recorded and will be re-aired on June 27th at 6 p.m. and Wednesday, July 1st at 9 a.m. on Channel 14. This meeting will also be posted on SAFECA's website within 48 hours after the meeting. And as a reminder to all attendees, please mute your phones and your computers if you are not speaking to help reduce excess noise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have public comments?
I do not have any.
Okay, then we will move right to item number 1.
Item number 1 is...
If I can interrupt, Lindy and Chair Kennedy, it's Cyril Shaw. Just wanted to let you know that I'm attending the meeting just via audio. But I just joined. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 1 is a public hearing, resolution number 2020-065, adopting the recommended fiscal year 2020-21 budget.
Mr. Campbell?
Thank you, Chair Kennedy, members of the board. This is Jason Campbell, Deputy Executive Director. Lindy, can you go ahead and scroll forward, please? Thank you. So as you know, this is the public hearing for the fiscal year 2021 proposed budget, and we are excited to bring forward what staff believes is the estimated expenditures and anticipated revenues for the coming fiscal year. Next slide, please. So before I begin, I'd like to go ahead and just go over some of the fiscal status that makes up the basis of the proposed budget. Can you go ahead to the next slide, please, Lindy? So as part of the basis for our proposed budget is the total cash balances in both our fiscal accounts as well as our operating funds. So as of the coming of the close of the current fiscal year, we are anticipating that we'll have approximately $177 million associated with our cash balances within these different funds. So the total cash in the fiscal accounts of $106.7 million represents what we see on behind the scenes of our fiscal accounts, where cash flows from bonds and other proceeds and through some of the fiscal contracts. And then we would roll those into the different operating funds, of which we have approximately $70.1 million in operating funds currently appropriated. Next slide, please. So on the fiscal side, the cash fiscal accounts, again, is $106.7 million. Those fiscal accounts represent the contracts that we have fiscally between either within Hanson Ranch. It is a trust fund for a specific purpose for managing some properties. We have the Natomas Basin Local Assessment District, which currently has about $4.4 million in the fiscal accounts. That is associated with debt service for the Natomas Basin bonds. And then we also have, of course, the Consolidated Capital Assessment District number 2, which is currently carrying about $102 million in the fiscal accounts. And those are associated with bond proceeds assessments, as well as the additional costs that may be associated with us being able to proceed with construction in the future. So those funds will reside in the fiscal accounts until we appropriate them and transfer them into the operating funds. So currently, again, about $106.8 million in fiscal account fund balances. Next slide, please. So as we roll into the operating funds, this is what we will be looking at as far as primary appropriations today. Cash in the operating funds currently sit around $70.1 million. They're broken up into the different funds. Our operating funds consist of the O&M Assessment District, which is carrying about $12.1 million in cash currently. The Development Impact Fee currently at $19.8. The Natomas Basin Local Assessment District of $23.1, and of course this Consolidated Capital Assessment District about $15 million. Those will be the cash balances that we would anticipate to see towards the end of this month and rolling into the next fiscal year. Next slide, please, Lindy. So as you are very much aware, members of the board, the primary function of SAFECA is to provide project and infrastructure for flood protection and environmental mitigation and enhancement. So As we roll into this summary, I wanted to go ahead and provide you just a quick summary of the project expenditures, and then we'll roll into the actual funds. So next slide, please, Wendy. So currently we have a number of projects, but there are 4 primary funding requirements, and those are mostly related to our efforts with the state as well as the Corps of Engineers. As you can see, the American River Common Features Natomas project, we are anticipating about $55 million to round up in expenditures in this proposed budget. We are seeing additional work on the American River Common Features 2016 starting to pick up. We're anticipating a little over $26 million in expenditures there. We're working with the state in a number of efforts over in the Yolo and Elkhorn Basin and the Yolo Bypass, where we're actually advancing some work for the state and receiving reimbursement. But on the expenditure side, we're looking at almost $27 million specific to those efforts. And then on the Folsom Dam and Folsom structures at Folsom Lake, we do have the Folsom Dam raise, the temperature control shutters, and the JFP all working actively currently. And those anticipated costs are about $25.3 million. We have another series of projects that make up about a total of 4%, but we do continue to work on our urban level of flood protection efforts to meet our state standards. And we have a few other projects that we'll see on the next slide. So Lindy, can you advance that, please? So this is a further breakdown, and then it breaks our project efforts down by fund as well. So you can see that within the Operations and Maintenance Assessment District, we have a couple of activities that are anticipated that over the next fiscal year, a total of about $425,000 in expenditures. Those are related to some water rehab and water projects that we have out in South County areas. So those are not necessarily associated with any of our current assessment districts, such as the NBLAD or the CC82. And then as we roll into the development impact fee, I had just mentioned the efforts that we're working on with the state of California, and we can see that there's the lion's share of the effort of the nearly $27 million is associated with Elkhorn Basin Levels Program and the Bright Landfill. But you could also see that there is a small component there that is associated with the the Common Features GRR specific to the Weir and Bypass. Those efforts are primarily something that will be seeing reimbursement. So we're using the DIF funds to advance those efforts, and then we anticipate much of those dollars coming back to us. And then, of course, when we get into the CC82, you can see the breakdown of those projects being funded from CC82. And again, the overarching costs of our project and infrastructure improvements is just under $138 million anticipated in next fiscal year. Next slide, please. So now I'd like to roll into our operating funds. This is the lion's share of what we need to cover today and the appropriations that we would be requesting to move forward. So next slide, please. So first, again, is our O&M Assessment District, number 1. The O&M Assessment District acts as our general fund and provides money for our internal operating costs. That includes salaries and benefits and services and supplies and some of the rents for our space and other like type of components. You can see here we have an intra-fund transfer, which is basically our recoup of costs associated to staff time and other things that would be typically coming from a project. So when we have staff work on specific projects, we reimburse the O&M Assessment District through this intra-fund transfer. And then we have some appropriations for contingencies for those things that just might pop up, particularly in these times with COVID and all the other activities that are taking place in our world. So right now, we are anticipating that we will balance out the financing for the appropriations that are recommended here. The $7.7 million is primarily funded from the special assessments of $6.2 million. And then you can see that we are carrying a prior year fund balance of $925,000. It makes up the primary sources for the O&M Assessment District. The detail of all of these numbers can be seen on Exhibit A of the resolution that was included in the board packet. Next slide, please. In addition to our requirements to provide you with the funding for the sources and uses of funds, we are also required by code to provide you with the salaries as well as the full-time equivalent allocations for the year. This is nearly identical to what we provided you last month, but with the COVID and the transitions that we've had with a number of potential vacancies due to retirement and a few things, we ask that we be able to add the limited term position for another quarter of an FTE that will get us through this transition, hopefully, and be able to provide just a little bit additional time for us to make that transition a bit smoother. So that's the only change that we've seen here, but ultimately the total FTEs is requested to be at 18.75 FTEs for the entire agency. Next slide, please. Development impact fee is the next operating fund. Next slide, please. So with the development impact fee, the fee is, again, providing the lion's share of the efforts for the levels and the work in the Elkhorn Basin and the Yolo Bypass. Again, we are using these funds to advance the efforts. And you can see in the infrastructure line item, there's $26 million identified there. And we've also identified another 2.6 because when we're looking at construction, we do want to have a little bit of contingency at the program level. So we have identified those for the two major components of the total appropriations request of $29.6 million. And that's being financed, of course, from the prior year fund balance of 7.1. We anticipate a portion of what will ultimately be paid back to us in the next fiscal year from the state of $15.4 million. And then we do anticipate with the average 5-year moving average that we've been using, about $6.7 million in new development fees rolling into the fund itself. And again, the detail of this fund can be identified and looked at more closely in the Exhibit B to the resolution included in your packet. Next slide, please, Lindy. Next slide, please. So the Natomas Basin Local Assessment District, again, this is somewhat of a pass-through fund at this point in time. We have funds available as reimbursements come in from the Natomas Levee Improvement Program under the EIP with the state, which is the early implementation program that has state reimbursements still trickling in. So with this fund, we are also using these to support some of the efforts that are identified in the CCAD number 2 to fund Natomas Basin efforts. The interfund charges here that we're identifying at $10 million is really set to be able to make those funds available should we need them from a cash flow basis or specifically for a Natomas effort. So again, you can see in the financing side, line 71, we had done the same for the current fiscal year. We're anticipating not spending that, so the prior year fund balance is the main function of what is financing these appropriations. So again, we're estimating that $11.3 million should we exercise the need to transfer those funds to the Consolidated Capital Assessment District. Again, the details for the Natomas Basin Local Assessment District can be seen in Exhibit C of the resolution. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Consolidated Capital Assessment District, as has been mentioned, is the primary source of the funding of the major programs that we have. Again, we are seeing some supplies and services and other charges that are really associated with projects identified in the engineer's report. But for the most part, the function of delivering these projects with the Corps, with the state, and internally with SAFCA's efforts, we're seeing land acquisitions and the infrastructure components making up nearly all of what is being proposed to be spent in the coming fiscal year. Again, with all of those activities and our partners' fiscal situations may not always be known, we like to put a nice healthy little appropriation there for contingency. So currently we're requesting $117 million in appropriations approval, and we're financing that through the $38.5 million in prior year fund balance that's anticipated. We have a reserve release from bond proceeds coming into the fund here from our our fiscal accounts. And then again, we see a little bit of interest and state grants for reimbursement for our efforts that the state will cost share in. And once again, Exhibit D of the resolution provides the greater detail of these appropriations requests. Next slide, please. So at this point, I'd like to open it up for any questions to the board.
Any questions from the board?
All right.
Hearing none, I will open up the public hearing. Is there any comments from the public? And we received no cards, I take it?
I did not.
Okay. And seeing nobody or hearing nobody, I will close the public hearing. And is there a motion?
Move to take recommended actions on the budget.
Second.
Okay.
Trustee Burns.
Thank you. Moved by Director Conant, second by Director Burns. Let's please take a roll call vote.
Jeff Harris,
Aye.
Rick Jennings,
Aye.
Brian Holloway, Cyril Shaw, Nick Avdis, Chris Burns,
Aye.
Phil Cerna,
Aye.
Patrick Kennedy,
Aye.
Susan Peters, see if I can find her, Don Natoli.
Aye. I joined the meeting about 5 minutes ago, so.
Thank you. And Matt Conant.
Aye.
Did you call Sue Frost? Sue Frost says aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Brian's already left, correct?
Chairman Kennedy, I just got a text from him that he did vote aye. He just was on mute.
Oh, okay, great. Then let's move the consent items next. Are there any questions on consent items?
And consent items 2 through 10 are in order.
3 through 10. So we have items 3 through 10. If there's no questions, is there a motion?
So moved.
To approve. Second. Conant.
Second from Conant. Who made the motion?
Cerna.
Cerna, thank you. Roll call vote.
Jeff Harris,
Aye.
Rick Jennings,
Aye.
Brian Holloway, Cyril Shaw, Nick Avdis, Chris Burns,
Aye.
Phil Cerna, Patrick Kennedy,
Aye.
Susan Peters, Sue Frost,
Aye.
Don Natoli,
Aye.
and Matt Conant.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Now on to item number 2.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Lindy, can you jump to the next slide? Okay, I've mentioned this before. We've got an action coming up, so I wanted to just bring you up to speed on the latest. At Folsom Dam, as the Corps is moving forward with their designs, they realized they were going to be significantly over the amount of funding that was provided under the emergency supplemental funding. They're still working on their final costs estimate, but we've been helping them provide resources to find ways to reduce the costs, looking at design changes or looking at parapet walls instead of embankment raises as some examples. Lindy, can you go to the next one there? So a change control board will be held at the Corps headquarters on July 6th to determine whether or not they will be able to continue funding the project and the overage that has occurred. So we still don't know the exact amount. We believe that they're going to get down into a reasonable ballpark. And Congresswoman Matsui and her staff have been contacting the Corps at various levels to express their support for continuing to fund this project. So we're hopeful to have a positive outcome on July 6th, but that'll happen before the next board meeting, so I wanted to make you aware of that. Can you go to the next slide, please, Lindy? We've also got something else that has occurred. Is we're trying to get the project closed out on the joint federal project out at Folsom. There's an issue with the coating on the hydraulic cylinder rods. We refer to it HVOF. It's the type of a coating. They found that they're cracking, and expecting that because of the cracks that the coating life on the rods will not perform as expected, and that they're going to have to be replaced long before they were planning on it. So, Lindy, if you could go to the next slide. So just to point where these are, this is a close-up of one of the gates. These are the hydraulic cylinders that operate the gates, and the rods are what moves those gates up and down within the hydraulic cylinders there. So it's the coating on those rods that's a problem. So if you could go to the next slide, Lindy. So the Corps has been working between two options. One would be to replace the rods right now as part of the initial construction cost. And the second would be to turn them over as they are and get whatever life we can out of them, and then the Bureau of Reclamation would have to replace them when the coating is no longer functioning. With the second option, it has a big impact on us because under the law, we're having to pay 80% of any operation maintenance, repair, replacement, and rehabilitation costs. We're thinking that this is going to be about a $10 million job to replace them. So at some time in the near future, if we went with option 2, Safeco would have to come up with about $8 million out of our O&M fund. If we go with the first option, which is replacing the rods now as part of the initial construction, our share is only 10.5%, and so we would be a little under $1 million, and it would come out of our CC82 funding. So the good news is the Corps has decided to go ahead and replace the rods now as part of the initial construction cost, so that's a favorable opinion for us. Lindy, if you could go to the next slide, please. So what it does do, though, is it will take a while before they can get those done. They're having to decide now what type of coating to put on them to replace or they want to do something different than we did before. They'll have to design it and go through procurement and then manufacture it. So it'll take us out into the 2024, 2025 time period before we actually finish and are able to close out the JFP. So,
Mr. Chair, this is Director Cerna. Can I ask a question of our director?
Please.
Yes.
So I just want to be clear and understand what you're telling us, Rick. Are the cylinders structurally cracking, or is it just the coating on of the cylinders that's cracking?
It's just the coating on the cylinders that crack. And so what happens is, because they're metal rods, they'll corrode over time if they're not protected. And so when that occurs, then at some point it becomes where it doesn't function very well. So
sure.
In the future, we were hoping it would be 50 to 100 years from now that they would have to be replaced, but they're going to go ahead and do that right now so that we don't have to do that in 10 years, for example, from now.
No, I appreciate it. I just want to get clarity because to me, that's a big difference.
Yes,
having defects versus having a coating defect.
Right. No, that's a good clarification, Phil. And it's operational and will be fully functioning through the whole time. So if we do have a large flood event, we still have the protection there. So that's a good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Burns, I had a quick question on the similar. Was that a decision by the manufacturer and therefore they're liable to fix it, or is it on the Corps and our decision with the type of coating that then the cost comes on us?
So the Corps and the contractor are in legal maneuvers back and forth to decide liability, and so I don't know where that's going to land. I suspect they probably won't have that figured out for a couple of years, knowing the way things go at the federal level. We're hoping that there will be some reduction in what the government has to pay to replace them through some type of a settlement or whether it goes through court, but we don't know at this point.
I was curious because I think you said it was $1 million cost to us. So do we need to account for that in the budget or anticipate that, or is that part of our contingency?
We've known this is coming, a possibility for a little while, so it's in the budget.
Director, Matt Conan here. Quick question. So it's the cylinder rod, and this doesn't have to be done immediately, right? We could run these for a little while until we actually get a plan for a good product to replace it with, correct?
Correct. Yeah. The anticipated life on the coating right now with the cracks varies from 5 years to 20 years. And even after the cracking, it will be a while before they would corrode to the point they wouldn't function. So we have time to work through the design on this.
Good. Thank you.
All right. Lindy, can you go on to the next slide, please? All right, so then I just wanted a quick update on, we got a lot of construction contracts going on right now, a total of 9 current, 4 up at Natomas, which are all Corps of Engineer projects, 1 out at Folsom, the dam raise, and then 4 on American River Common Features 2016, 1 the Corps and 3 of them Safeca. And then we are nearing award of 2 others within the next couple of months. 1, the Lower Elkhorn Basin Levee Setback, which is a component, part of it is a component of the American River Common Features. That one will be awarded by the state of California. It's going to be doing that construction. And then the interior drainage for that project, the state has hired Safeca to design and manage the construction. And they'll be repaying us on that one. And that also is part of that is also part of American River Common Features. So if you can go to the next slide, please, Lindy. So at Natomas, I marked in red the area, dark red, the areas that are currently under construction. Reach D up on the top part basically is done. They're just waiting till conditions are right to install some monitoring wells, and then they'll close that contract out. Reach H along the lower end of the Natomas East main drainage canal. The slurry well work is supposed to be done this year. There'll be some landside seepage berm work that will be done next in 2021. Down in Reach I, that one, the work will be completed this year, just more immediate. Right now, Garden Highway is closed between I-5 and going west towards the restaurant. That should be reopened this Saturday, and then they'll move back to the other side of I-5 east and then go that direction to finish that up. And then Reach B, contractor and the Corps still working through their submittals. Hopefully they're getting close, and we'll start seeing some activity out on Reach B soon. I've got a couple of slides I'll just show you on the construction. Lindy, if you go to the next one. The only slides I had were over on Reach I. This is the Garden Highway, and actually this is a little bit older because I was out there the other day and they've got this section repaved again. So if you go to the next slide, please, Lindy. And again, this is just work along that same stretch there. So changing gears, Lindy, if you go to the next slide, we'll go over to Folsom Dam Dike 8 construction. This work is supposed to be done within the next 2 weeks. If you look at the picture over on the left, you'll see they've got this is a picture a few weeks ago. They have it ready to put the rock erosion protection on. If you can go to the next slide, Lindy. Here it was from a couple of weeks ago, they started bringing in the base material and dumping it there. And on the next slide, Lindy, you can see then with equipment, they are moving it up the face of the dam. Go to the next slide there. And then on top of that base, they're bringing in the larger revetment that serves as the erosion protection on the water side. Go to the next slide there, Lindy. And then this is just looking at it from a couple of different angles. Yeah, so they're supposed to be done here in a couple of weeks. So next month I should have the final pictures. Okay, changing gears again, Lindy, if you go to the next slide, we'll jump over to the American River Watershed Common Features. The 2016 project, we've got a whole bunch of projects going in different places. The Corps is doing the Sac River East levee work, and then SAFCA has the Bright landfill, the Beachstone Lakes mitigation, and then the north area streams right now. I'll show pictures of a few of those. Lindy, if you go to the next one. So on this one, this is the Sac River East levee. Over on the left, this drawing, the pink lines show the areas of construction going on this year. The picture on the right is a low area between the levee and I-5 where seepage is a concern. And so they're basically filling it in as a way of constructing a seepage berm. Lindy, if you go to the next slide, this is just some of the work. This is down by Miller Park where they're doing some of the staging on this. And the next slide, Lindy. And then this is down further where they're actually installing the slurry wall. This is a deep mix method. It's a little bit slower, but can go down deeper than when they use the other type of equipment you may be a little more familiar with. So jumping to the next slide, Lindy, we'll jump down to the Big Stone to Lakes woodland mitigation area. The picture on the left there in the highlighted graphic show the areas of the planting, and the one on the right shows the planting's all done. We're now in the monitoring and establishment phase of the project there. Next slide, Lindy. And then jumping out to the Bright landfill again, I put this slide on just to show where it is in relationship to the widened bypass. You can see it was right out in the middle in the way of widening the bypass, which is why it had to be relocated. So can you go to the next slide, Lindy? And last year, SAFCA had actually had the contract, and the contractor removed all the waste in the landfill, but then towards the end of the year, as you remember, they found waste that had extended onto adjacent property. So we're now removing that waste. If you go to the next slide there, Lindy. And this is the corrective action management unit looking back towards it where the waste is being placed. You can just see that. So just showing a lot of activity going on and more coming, a lot of construction work. So if you go to the next slide, I wanted to, so I haven't introduced a couple of our new folks, and Melanie actually started with us right before the COVID, and I was going to bring her to the March board meeting and introduce her, and then we ended up doing it by phone, and then I've been negligent in introducing her, but I wanted to introduce Melanie to everyone. She's our new principal planner and doing a lot of good hard work, and just unfortunately it's had to come on board right when we're kind of isolated from each other, but she's new on the staff, and I wanted to put a picture up so that you could picture her when we finally get to be back together again. And then also go to the next slide there. And Jeremy Goldberg is now come on as our new agency counsel. And again, we're trying to transition in this COVID phase. And so as Jason mentioned in the budget, Holly has agreed to help us a little longer there. Hopefully we can get through this transition remotely a little easier there. So I just wanted to make you aware and welcome our two new employees. So with that, that's the end. I'll take any questions.
Okay, any questions? No questions. Welcome, Melanie and Jeremy. And Lindy, Director Peters was having technical problems, and she contacted me and wants her votes to be recorded as both aye for the consent as well as the budget.
Thank you very much. So noted.
Okay, thank you. All right, at this point, is there any other questions of the board? Staff? Thank you very much, everybody. We're adjourned.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.